Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. I always describe my channel and myself as a skincare reviewer, a product reviewer, a skincare review channel because that's all it is, right? I'm a consumer and I feel like my job here is to test everything so you don't have to. So you kind of know what is worth your money. However, skincare and doing your skin and looking after your skin isn't all about spending money. And with that in mind, I want to share some free ways that you can improve your skincare routine, hack your routine, as the kids say. No one calls it hacks anymore. I don't know. Do people still watch hacks? I don't know. Tips and tricks that will help you improve your skin and your skincare routine. Let's start off with the first tip and a sponsor actually of today's video. And that is One Thing, but more about them in a second. I want to talk about toners. You know how much I love toners. I put toner everywhere, all over my face, hands, neck, everywhere. But I want to share a few masking tips I do with my toners, just to kind of keep my skin hydrated, whatever I'm using, that kind of give the mask that we use a boost of hydration. The sponsor of this segment of the video is One Thing, and you may recognize them from my video way back called Skincare You'll Actually Want. One Thing create these amazing single ingredient, hang on, I like some single ingredient brands. Single ingredient toners and essences, mixing liquids, whatever you want them to be. They're very versatile, using all naturally derived ingredients and eliminating any unnecessary costs. The whole brand gives me like English apothecary vibes, and I love to have them just like sitting out on my vanity. But I use their products as a toner, I use them as an essence, I use them sometimes as a serum. But one thing I do like to do, as I showed you last week, is turn cotton pads, whether they're reusable, biodegradable, I like to turn them into a mini sheet mask. So I soak them in toner, then put them on areas of like irritation. For example, I will use centella when my cheeks are getting flushed, when I have areas of like itchy irritation, in order to calm those areas down. But I also like to mix these into masks that you leave on to dry. So a clay mask, I would mix this in. It stops it first from drying out fully, kind of adds hydration into that clay mask so it doesn't dry out and overly strip your skin. If you are familiar with Korean skincare and K-beauty, you may have heard of modeling masks. If you haven't heard of a modeling mask, you're missing out. Modeling masks are like a powder that you mix with a liquid and then you kind of put it on your face and then let it dry out. Despite how they look and sound, they actually calm and can help hydrate the skin, whilst also eliminating excess sebum and oils, which is why I personally use them, because you don't get that drying effect that you can often get from a clay mask. So the One Thing modeling mask actually contains hyaluronic acid, so you're getting that level of hydration. Collagen, which is really just there for moisture and nutrition in the skin. It gives you that bouncy feel to your skin. It's not putting collagen in your skin, but it's keeping it nicely moisturized. There's something called hyaluronia cordata. Obviously I pronounced that wrong, but this helps calm irritated and inflamed skin. As I mentioned, on top of this, you mix in your favorite toner, essence, mixing liquid, extract to really boost those benefits. As I mentioned, I use Centella asiatica to help calm down the redness from rosacea, flushness, irritation, so really most of the time. And we also have niacinamide as well, which also helps calm the redness on the skin, but obviously gives you that brighter, more even tone to your skin. So super easy to use. After you wash your face, you mix it all together. The ratio is 30 grams or 2 spoons with a 1-to-1 ratio mixed with water. But I swap out the water for an extract. You mix it together and quickly apply a thick layer all over your skin. You wait about 15 to 20 minutes and then you remove this from your skin. It comes off really, really easily, and any little bits of modeling mask you have left on your skin, you can just wipe away. But yes, adding that dose of hydration to products that you allow to dry on your skin, then wash away, really prevents any of that kind of, so yes, adding those extracts, toners, essences to modeling masks, clay masks, to cotton pads, really can give your skin that extra dose of hydration. The next tip is to use SPF lip balm around your eyes. Now this is a bit of an odd one because I know a lot of people hate wearing sunscreen because it can, amongst other things, it can make you look sweaty, greasy if you haven't found the right one for you, and it can sting your eyes really bad. There are chemical sunscreens that I love that don't sting my eyes, and all of a sudden, a week later, they might sting my eyes, and I don't know why. Maybe I got it too close to my eyes because product can travel around. So one thing I've started to do is actually use an SPF lip balm around my eyes instead. In my personal experience, these don't sting for a few reasons. One, usually because they're zinc oxide, titanium dioxide based. But two, the formulas are different. They're usually less fluid, they're in that stick form, and kind of I find with the fluid sunscreens is that, as I mentioned, like eye creams, if you put them around here, they can travel. If you put them around here, you can sweat and it all goes into your eyes. With lip balms, they're a lot thicker. They tend to stick into place. Now, it is difficult to find a sheer lip balm that is an SPF 50. I've got one, but it's quite easy to find lip balms that are an SPF 30, so I usually use them around the eyes. This means I can comfortably go about my day if I'm being a little bit more active outside, without crying, without stinging and streaming. Team these with sunglasses, and you're very, very well protected. Listen, I used to hate wearing sunglasses inside or seeing people wear sunglasses because I used to think like, oh, they think they're famous, like walking around, oh, like, oh, don't look at me. But it's the best sun protection you're gonna get for that eye area, so just wear them, you know? So this is actually an old video that I'm redoing. The old video had a sponsor that I didn't like, so I put it on private. So you may have heard the next two before, but brushing your teeth before you wash your face and washing your hair before you wash your body are two things that I do to avoid breakouts and irritation. And I did mention this again a few months back, but a lot of people kind of confused because I didn't really explain it. But both of these have some potential to break you out. So toothpaste contains some ingredients that are obviously formulated for your teeth that when left on your face can potentially cause some irritation. We have things like fluoride. In a lot of American toothpaste, you actually have like cinnamon or cinnamol, and also SLS, which is in our skincare, but obviously in a different formulation, a different percent. So for me personally, I found toothpaste left on the skin to be incredibly drying. It will get to the point where it will dry out my skin and I get like down here, I get like a ready itch kind of thing. So it's important to brush your teeth first and then wash your face and cleanse away all that foamy toothpaste dribble that could be getting down here. Especially if you have facial hair, you need to get it all out there as well, because that can settle in and really cause some dryness and itchiness and flakiness under the beard. The same goes for shampoos and conditioners. They contain some oils, some ingredients that your skin may find a bit too heavy and cloggy. They can also break you out around the hairline. Again, like any foam studs that get down here in the beard, down the back of the head, on your shoulders, neck, on your bum cheeks. If you don't wash these away and cleanse these away, they can lead to breakouts. I had really bad breakouts on my shoulders, lower neck down here as well. And the moment I changed the order that I did stuff in the shower, which it seems crazy to me now to leave washing your hair until last, it seems really weird. The moment I did that, the mystery breakout stopped. The next tip is that I want you to overuse your skincare products. Bear with me, this sounds really, really awful and wasteful, but something I started doing right at the beginning of the pandemic is overusing skincare products and then putting them on my hands like a hand cream. So I'd put enough on my face and there'd be plenty left on my hands that I could then rub into my hands. They say that your hands and neck are like the first places that you can see the real signs of aging. You know when people get a facelift and people like look at the hands and the neck to see their true age? Now, I'm not bothered about the aging side of things, but what this tells me is that those areas need a little bit more attention. Obviously, we know that we should be putting everything on our face down to our neck, right down here. But now anything I put on my face and neck goes straight onto my hands as well. Toners, essences, serums, moisturizers, not chemical exfoliants. And I do have a separate SPF hand cream that I absolutely love. But I have been finding that in the long run, after constantly doing this for about, how has it been now, like 6 months? I'm having to reach for hand cream less. I'm washing and sanitizing as much as usual, but I'm reaching for the hand cream less. But on that note, like I do with my face, I leave everything kind of damp and then lock it in with a big, heavy, occlusive moisturizer, a big, occlusive hand cream, a nice thick one. And this really, really has been helping in the long run as well. Your hands are your skin too. What? Yeah. No. And just repeating myself here for the 1 millionth time, I do everything on damp skin, especially your moisturizers and toners, anything with hydrating ingredients in, do it on damp skin. Not actives though. The idea is that putting products onto damp skin helps the product penetrate the skin better, and of course helps your hydrating and moisturizing products hydrate and moisturize better. Obviously they usually are packed with humectants, so putting water on your skin or applying to damp skin allows those humectants to really hold onto that water and retain your hydration. And in turn, that hydrated skin looks plump, it looks healthy, it feels healthy. And I do this especially when my skin is irritated, because when my skin is irritated, it's usually lacking hydration. So adding that hydration back to my skin stops any itchiness, irritation, inflammation. It really calms everything down. But the main reason I do this is for the look that it gives my skin. It gives my skin this constant plump look without being greasy all throughout the day. If your skin is dull, tired, and matte looking, that's not necessarily bad. I just don't like matte looking skin. Applying products onto damp skin is going to make your skin look alive and dewy and bright and healthy. But then you must use an occlusive moisturizer over the top to help lock everything in. This is a great thing for us oily people if you want that dewy, glowy look without having to, apply any kind of like heavy, greasy, oily kind of products. This is a great way to do that. in light layers. Let me know if you have any more kind of like free ways to hack your skincare routine, improve your skincare routine, thus improving your skin. Leave those in the comments down below. You can watch some more skincare routines I'll put here. There's some general light entertainment here as well. Again, thank you to One Thing for sponsoring today's video. Please check out their products and all the links in the description box down below. I absolutely love them. But that is it from me. I will see you next time.